everyone. Hi, welcome on in. I'm Velvet. Thanks for joining me today in The Sims 4 for a speed build. And today's speed build is a bit of a build challenge. So I've been doing these on and off on stream in terms of doing some of these build challenges, which are build my shelvel. And basically that's where people in the community, my little Sims community, build me a shell and I basically turn it into something. So it has a double whammy kind of challenge to it. It's not only a shell, but I've also let chat choose with the colors and what type of lot it's going to be. So today we are building a nightclub, an Asian fusion nightclub in The Sims 4 in dark blue and vermilion, or aka dark red, as close as we can get in The Sims 4 anyway. So it's a red and blue Asian fusion nightclub based on a shell, and the shell was created by C. Jamie Sims. So thank you, Jamie, for the fabulous and challenging shell. This is basically quite an interesting challenge because this shell had platforms with it, and I left the platforms as they were, and then I kind of had to deal with them. So the interesting thing that was created by using the platforms was the different heights of the doors going into the building. So not only did I have to deal with the platforms on the exterior of the build, then I had to create my own kind of platforms on the interior of the build to allow the inside sort of outside flow of the building, so that like there wasn't hanging doors and that sort of thing throughout the building. So yeah, I didn't only just have to deal with the platforms on the outside, but the inside as well. And then there were like these 4 platforms in a row around the back of the build, and I'm not gonna lie, I had no idea what I was gonna do with those, because yeah, I wanted to keep them as is, like identifiably as is, but what do you do with 4 rows of platforms, right? So I had to put my thinking cap on for that one. It was honestly such a fun build, and part of it was that I wanted to have it like a neon kind of glowy sort of aspect to it as well. So lighting really came into play with this one. It is not a pack limited build, so it is just any sort of pack. It is quite a collection of different packs, but yeah, there was enough challenges as it was without me having to go into limited packs. So didn't limit the packs on this one, but there's lots of sort of glowy lights, and there's like a DJ area, there's dancing, there's bars, karaoke, and you know, all sorts of things on the inside of this build as well. So I feel like it's a really fun community venue. It's like big and tall, and it's got like an interesting shape to it. So yeah, it definitely was a challenge trying to work out what rooms I was going to put in which area, and how I was just going to have everything that I wanted to have in a nightclub and make it look cool. So one of the big things I did around the place was the lighting. So I used the glowy sort of lighting feature. In The Sims 4, you can change the color of the lighting in live mode. So if you want to change the color of your lighting, you can just have a sim in the build, go into live mode, and then you can sort of click on it and you can, you know, change all your lighting features. With the Better Build by mob by Twisted Mexi, you can actually do that in build mode, which is amazing, and I took advantage of that. I have the Better Build by mod and basically all the time except when there's an update happening and it's a little broken, which happens from time to time with a new update in The Sims, but most of the time I will have that mod in, because it just gives you so many little different building advantages. It has your cheats on all the time, and sorts out your debug so you can find things easier. And also just the little lighting thing is such a blessing when you are doing a build like this. So I'm using the strip lighting from high school years around the place, and then using the lighting mod, I can just shift click on the lights, and then it will bring up the lighting menu, so I can just change the color of the lights, the intensity of the lights, and all that sort of thing. You can change it to this light, this room, or this was it this light, this room, and I think all lights. Yeah, so you've got 3 options in terms of what you're going to do with the lighting. I didn't do all of the lighting just because I wanted to have like different colored lights in some different sections, but yeah, for most of it this room kind of works. So it turns out that what I did with the platforms around the back of the build is I ended up turning it into a Zen garden, because this is an Asian fusion style build, and you know, the Zen garden really does work. And I had one around the front, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to do like a cute little area around the back, and then we'll do some seating, and it'll be like a little romantic spot where Sims can go and maybe gaze at the stars or have a little cuddle on a bench or something like that. So I thought that would be really nice. Oh, this is me realizing that I could use the bamboo plants and put them in like a little free planter so that I could have some bamboo plants around the place, because, you know, bamboo has got that sort of Asian heritage and in terms of its where it's come from, I think. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a bamboo expert, but that's the association in my mind, is that they come from sort of that Asian region in the world. So makes sense. So on the interior, I've gone with the sort of balancing out the blues and the reds with the dark brown flooring. I just felt like that really sort of worked. I did really think about what I wanted to do in terms of the colors on the wall, and just because I was playing around with the lighting, I ended up with sticking with just white on the walls, because there's so much color, I think, in the lighting that you don't actually need to have color on the walls, because, you know, it shows up better anyway with the lighting. As you can just see there, I changed all the lighting to blue in the room, and it just looks so effective with the glowing red from, you know, the different little bits and pieces as well. So it was just like so effective with it being white, and then I just added, like, you know, little paintings and bits and pieces on the wall. Some of the best packs for some of the for decorations, I think, for an Asian sort of style build, Snowy Escape, very obvious, and City Living is actually really good, and also For Rent. So those 3 packs did play a strong part in terms of how I decorated this build and what items I had available to decorate with this. So I think that worked out quite nicely. So on the bottom floor of the build is just kind of your entrance. I've got some seating down there and the bar as well. So, you know, you can come in, have some drinks. Oh, and I used the bamboo planter from Growing Together as well. It was a really good little divider for sitting between seats and tables and things like that. So I kind of dotted that planter around the place. And as you can see here, I'm just sort of adding in some freewheeling nectar on top of the shelving from businesses and hobbies. It just sort of all worked really nicely around the the bar back that I've used from Snowy Escape. So using the base game and nectar shelves going up the wall. I think the base game was that the Get Together ones, or they might be the Get Together ones. I could be wrong on that. Anyway, it's some nectar, freewheeling nectar shelf things, and using the neon signs wherever I could as well. I didn't go overboard with the neon signs, but I just wanted to use them effectively where I could. So, you know, I think I've got like some star ones up beside, you know, a karaoke kind of area and, you know, stuff like that. So yeah, as I said, I didn't want to go overboard with the neon, because there's so much glowing in here. I didn't want to just like tip it over and make it like, you know, crazy big, it's all glowy. But yeah, I think by the time I get all the lights and stuff on the walls, and, you know, I used these little spotlights, and I think they're called the Spoctangle light, and they come with Lovestruck. And yeah, in Lovestruck, they sit underneath items perfectly on the wall, like paintings and murals and wall decorations and things like that. You can stick them there and they glow up like that. So they are really perfect for a build like this, where I am trying to really use lighting as a highlight in the build. So yeah, I used those. So the two main lights that I used were the Spoctangle, I think Spectacular or Spoctangle lights from Lovestruck, and the strip lights from High School Years. So those are the ones that I used to really emphasize the different lighting around the area. And then I just used the overhead lighting from Snowy Escape around just to light up the bigger spaces. So yeah, lighting, very effective in this build. I do like working with different lights. It's just like a really cool different way to make a building look a little bit snazzy, particularly when you're dealing with like a karaoke club, a nightclub, a lounge, anything like that, where you can sort of decorate and make the lighting such a prominent thing. Does actually make a difference, I think, in terms of how it all looks. But yeah, you can actually do that and change all the colors and everything like that without a mod as well, which I think is great. So available to everyone. You just have to do it in a different way. So there was plenty of bathrooms. I did focus mainly on the sleek bathroom kit in the bathrooms, because I love the sleek bathroom kit. It's a modern build, and I thought, you know, the sleek bathroom kit really worked perfectly for that. So I did really focus on using that sleek bathroom kit in the bathrooms. I didn't want to, you know, have some scuzzy, skeezy kind of nightclub bathrooms. I wanted to make them quite nice. So, you know, this is an upmarket Nightclub for sure, because it's definitely nothing skeezy or yucky about it. Or I hope not anyway. So heading up on, I think this is the second floor. So we've done the bathroom, I believe, on the second floor, and then that heads up to a karaoke area. So there's like a, I want to say there's maybe 3 karaoke areas up here in the bar, in the total in the nightclub. Can't quite remember, but I think there's 3 off the top of my head, because I think there's 1 here, and then I think there's maybe 2 up on, no, 2 on the next level. So yeah, karaoke, and there's like seating, and then I do like a vending machine kind of table, like eating area as well. So there is the option for a meal break if you're in the middle of partying and that sort of thing. So yeah, it did like some seating around the place. So it should be like plenty of options for Sims to take care of their needs around in like different parts of the build. So I hope so anyway. And there'll be couches so they can do naps as well. If they want to spend like, 24 hours in a nightclub, then they're going to be able to, I feel like. There should be everything there. And then, so on so this is the second floor here that we're working on at the moment. And I used the Snowy Escape furnishings where I could as well, because, that's just kind of perfect for this build, being sort of like, the Asian styling, and Snowy Escape just personifies that so perfectly with its beautiful furnishings. So this is the bathroom, I think, up on the 3rd floor. And on the 3rd floor, I'm pretty sure there's 2 karaoke rooms on the 3rd floor. And I think that's about it for the 3rd floor. Just because some of the shape of the shell was quite... Oh, no, there's a DJ area. That's the other thing that's on the 3rd floor, the DJ area. So it's got the DJ booth, and there's like, you can hire like, a headlining DJ, and they can come on and you can do, your dancing and that sort of thing in there. And there's a dance floor as well. And I think you would have seen earlier on the outside, there's a dance floor area on the outside with a bar as well. So there's an option to be inside or outside. So, during the summer, if you don't want to get so hot and sweaty on the inside, you can go outside and party up on the balcony, which would be fun. I think so. Anyway, so yeah, so we've got 2 karaoke rooms on the 3rd floor, plus the DJ booth, plus a dance floor. So a lot going up on the 3rd floor. It's just like layers and layers and layers of partying, which is just crazy. It's a pretty big building for a nightclub, but I think it ended up working okay, just because of all like the shape of it and how pokey it is. Like, like little bits poking out here, little bits poking out there. So it's not as big as it kind of looks. Like, you can't actually fit a whole lot in it, if that makes sense, just because of the shape of the room and the way that, you have to make the room kind of work. Yeah, it's not as big as you think it is, but it still goes up 4 levels, so it's not teeny tiny either. So yeah, that's kind of the DJ area and the karaoke booths all sort of sorted out on the 3rd level. And then up on the 4th level, we've got like some seating. So it's kind of like I don't know, I just kind of envisioned this as like, sort of like a VIP kind of seating area, and then going into like, some eating as well. So seating and eating up on the top floor. So just adding in my lighting in behind, like chairs and that sort of thing, just to really make the walls look quite vibrant and pretty. And it looks cool at nighttime too. So this is up on the top floor and final floor. So bathroom up there. Obviously we need to have like, a little bathroom section so they can take care of business. Plenty of bathrooms in this one, because, if you've got like a whole lot of Sims inside a build, and, they're having a good time, they're partying, they're going to get hot, they're going to get sweaty, they're going to need to go to the bathroom. So plenty of bathrooms really makes a lot of sense, particularly if they're at the bar and they're drinking a lot. They're going to need to go out and, take care of business quite a few times while they're out and about. So this is our vending machine room. So if they do need to have a few snacks while they're here, I mean, they can get snacks at the bar, but they can also come up here and, have a few bites to eat from the vending machines, which I think is quite useful. And then I'm going to do like some little bit of seating, I think, around the side area as well. So it's like, it's fairly upmarket looking, I feel like. So almost VIP, but it's not like a roped off area, and it's not exclusive, but it does look nice. I used the Home Chef Hustle, not the Home Chef Hustle, the Dream Home Decorator, just 3 words, Dream Home Decorator couches and stuff there, and just put some tables in as well. So for when their Sims are sitting there having something to eat, they've got some lovely options in terms of sitting down. you know, they can sit down on the couches, they can sit down at the tables and really enjoy whatever they are eating. But there's so much to be done here, so much partying options, and yeah, I think it's really cool in terms of the way that it's all glowed up and looking really funky. And I thought it was on theme as well, it was sort of Asian inspired, and got that Asian sort of fusion look to it, bringing in those, you know, those three Asian focused packs into it and doing it heavily. I think that works really nicely. Anyway, that is our build. We're going to head off for a tour, but I'm going to leave you guys there. I hope you enjoyed the build. Thank you for being here today. Remember to hit subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye bye.